This is Phillips Residence, biweekly maintenance. It's September 14th. So in the front, still got these nice blooms going, but removing leaves and debris and anything that's not pine cone or pine needle from this area. And then also getting in back here, there was some debris all around, a little distracting. Blew all of this out with a leaf blower today. And then tidied up the pathway as well, just keeping the line a little bit cleaner, pulling out any weeds. There are a few weeds growing, and also trimming back any of the spurge stems from when we deadheaded that were a little bit too sticky uppy still, so just to get the job really well done. And we also wound up the hose that was unnecessarily along the front side. We relocated that to the back where it belongs. I will say her little plantings from a couple times ago, there's only 2 that remain out of the 4 I believe that we planted, because of those slugs. They were vicious, but maybe the ones that remain will persevere onward and keep going strong. We also tidied up this like always, but yeah, it's pretty decimated. There's just a little guy. This guy's looking a little bit better. The other 2 here are pretty much goners. And then using our brooms, getting rid of those leaves and spider webs from all of the shrubbery. Also from here onward, really picking out any of those dandelion stems that had gone to wish flowers all along, just as we were walking past. Blew all of this out as well, pulled some weeds from this area, cleaned up the sculpture. Watered this for a good 10 to 15 minutes, this tree that was planted by her family. And then cleaning up the line just a little bit more with the ivy. This is looking good, trimmed it last time. Got in here, same thing with the dandelion maintenance, pulling out dead leaves. It's looking very healthy and lush. Snipped a little of the dead stick area from that bush in the back, but pretty healthy. Coiled up, yeah, just making it all look better. Pulling the dandelions here, blowing this area out, taking spider webs, debris, and pulling back the line of ivy here. And we got to this morning as well, tidying up the edge of this ivy and then pulling out any of the dead. Over here, same thing, trying to get this Oregon grape under control. This is still a little bit outward, but it would be taking out quite a portion of the bush if we were to remove it, so it's going to sit on that for next time. But got a much cleaned up version all along here. At some point, love to go into this and just trim all of this with a ladder. Just really tall new growth that looks very sparse compared to the main growth area. You could really get in there next time. A lot of vines were removed too. They were snaking in and out and all over from the Oregon grape. Just not necessary. And then over here, tidying up the best as possible. But then I was pulling the that vine throughout here and got stung by a wasp. So there is some type of angry wasp nest in there preventing us from getting to it, but we'll bring the wasp killer next time for that. And then continue to remove that unnecessary vine that's invasive for everywhere. There's also some weeding that can be done along those brick pavers that would be sweet to maintain. And then for her backyard, I'm gonna run there quickly before my storage runs out. We blew all of this out as well. Got rid of some non-dandelion weeds, and then tidied up pathway. Broke down a lot of dead branches that were all around. Started removing some of the ivy that's growing up too tall. I see she has a couple things stapled into that light post. Pretty cool. Removing the ivy that was going into the planter box. We identified another wasp nest over there, so not going in that area, but we could trim that up and then potentially the top. The ivy, nice and cleaned up. We also formed out or carved out the form of this plant so that we can see that nice sculpture a little bit better, and just looks more maintained all around. Weeding the pathway, taking out large debris. Same stuff we always do here. We did a little bit of tidying up of the underside of this blue spruce. It was looking real scraggly. And then in the fall, we can do some more shaping, probably take off the last 4 inches all around from this guy, all of the new growth, just so it's a little less in the pathway. And then whatever shaping we should be doing here as well. The lamb's ear is looking great. The bamboo is tucked away to the back. This vine, that's very chunky base, but looks mostly dead. There's actually some new growth in a few parts, so that's nice. Keeping that alive. Yeah, removing any large debris and maintaining this mixture of tiny leaves and wood chips and pine needles as a good ground cover to fertilize the soil that we've got going on. Didn't do too much over here, except for just weeding the pathway and pulling back the ivy, just so everything feels more intentional. There's a shot of the Rose of Sharon in the back. Yes. Oh, also removing what are those suckers from the base of this tree. There were quite a few back there, and now there's not. And that's what we did today.